It's 8:15.
It's go time.
It's go time. Let me just go time.
Right, I get the ukulele going.
Oh, we're in. Let me. Oh shit. Oh shit. Let me know when you can see our faces.
I can't really hold this rift. We're on.
Are we on? Can you see our beautiful faces? Good evening, lunatics. Look at that. I mean, I don't know how you guys could see us, bottom right, bottom left. It might be different on each other person's screen.
I'm literally big in the centre.
You are big in the centre. Last week, Noodle was big in the centre.
I'll never be big in the centre.
What we'll do is every week,
big in the centre for me, Sam.
We'll have a star player. This week it can be Eduardo. So,
get in.
For a real quick introduction, because 30 minutes of us knobheads telling jokes wasn't enough. Welcome to Spuds N Spells. We are a bunch of lunatics who like fifth-ed Dungeons and Dragons as well as other things. We are playing in a homebrew world called Colossus. A lot of shit's been thrown in homebrew. There's classes, rules, monsters, lore. So if you think you know the Dungeons and Dragons lore inside out, you are wrong. At least in this world. So, hopefully, come along, enjoy the adventure with us. If you do pick up on things that you thought you could see coming and then changes, and you're like, oh, that was different, let us know. Review, comments, good and bad, constructive criticism only, please. Right, that's done with the Spuds and Spells bit. We did a little competition on our page on Facebook. Basically, the players are currently running around a place called Atoria, which is loosely based on real-life ancient Greece. And we asked a few of our friends that had liked the page to come up with characters to play them. The group's had a bit of a vote, and we'd like to congratulate, because we're that egotistical we think we can name winners. We'd like to we're Afro Dave. His tiefling from down yonder will be joining us on next week's Spuds N Spells. So if Dave watches this tonight, or YouTube, or I nudge him on Facebook, we'll get him on next week. I'll do a quick introduction of characters quickly. Rebecca in the blue top is playing Nala, the barbarian from the Pride Mountains. Big Sam, the baldy with a ginger beard that's not me with the ginger beard, waving now. He's playing Argan, the human bard from Ravenholm. And in the middle of the screen, our star player for the week, Mr. Valentine himself, Malzeth, the recently resurrected wizard from the desert lands of Sarut. We also have the beautiful half-elven Irish lady, Noodle. Give us a wave, Noodle. She is playing Atane, who is a tour guide. So, couple more quick. For those of you that do know me, I have two little boys that I like pissing about playing games with. They are the lightweights. See what I did there? And we're going to be streaming some stuff on Wednesday evenings and Sunday afternoons, playing Dungeons and Dragons, playing on Xbox, etc. So if you're into that sort of shit, great. Get your kids involved. It'd be beautiful. Right. Monday nights, we play a session on a Monday night in the same world of Colossus. It is dungeon mastered by Star Player of the Week, Mr. Valentine. We're going to look to be streaming that stuff with a few other players and friends. Hopefully you can join us on that. Look out for that shit. Giles and Sarah normally with us. They are currently the jammy bastards, flying over across the pond to Gen Con. So they'll be attending Gen Con. Yes. Whilst you get to watch our lovely mugs play Dungeons and Dragons. So they're going to be missing the next couple of sessions, but they should be back the week after. Now, first thing we need to go over, we did stream last week, and we streamed purely live, and I did promise a video. In a nutshell, I lied, because some bald man with a ginger beard, I'll let you decide which one of the two, forgot to press record. So, we're going to go with, this is the official episode, recorded 1 of Spuds N Spells. Right, that's all the good stuff out of the way. Are we ready for a recap, or did I miss anything, gang?
I think that's it.
5 seconds then, so it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
All our artwork, pictures, all our bits and bobs are made by Becky Appleyard Art. There you go. It's on Facebook.
Find her on Facebook. She's on her link is on our page, on Spuds N Spells page. Yeah, great stuff. The other thing is, the more followers we get, the more stuff we can eventually do, and I can get myself a pop-up green screen, and you don't have to look at my kids' reward charts or a picture of Mr. Valentine's dog. We're not even sure whose house he's in. You never know. Right. So follow us. Follow. And get on Facebook and give Becky Appleyard Art a like. Right.
Just give your money. Basically.
Give us everything. Give Becky all your money. Give me all your following. Right.
And give me all of your tips.
Not that Becky. The other Becky.
Let them choose, Sam. Don't dictate where their money goes.
You're not their mum.
Right, you can find us on Patreon, Big Sam / sponsor Badger. So, recap from last week before we descend into madness. Last week, when we started, one of the party, i.e. star player, Malzef, had fallen in an arena fight. So the party was looking around the port town of Toul for a way to resurrect him, bring him back from the dead. Now, Argon being from Ravenholm, there was a ship, luckily, in dock that was from Ravenholm, called the Black Wing. They went aboard the ship, got Pally. Argon pulled the card that he was a watcher on his, what the Watchers of Ravenholm called the Walk, and they immediately respected that what he was doing, even though he's a young'un, gave him what he needed, and it just so happens the captain of the ship was a powerful cleric of the Shepherd, a celestial from Ravenholm, and she proceeded to attempt to resurrect Malzef from the afterlife. And due to some good dice rolls from Malzef, it worked, and he rejoined his friends back in the real world, the land of the living. So, what they're actually doing in Toul, they were originally looking for a ship to go to Karan, the Dragonborn city in the northwest, because there is a bounty for silver Dragonborn for 5,000 gold pieces, and one of their party, Giles, is a silver Dragonborn. So, they're pottering around Toul. They made friends with an elven ship that is there. Said elven ship at the end of last week's session presented Argon with a scroll of invitation to go and speak with Lady Akiko of the Snow from House Winter. They all managed to get they were exhausted. They stayed up all night to watching Malzef get resurrected, and they all decided to go to bed. Before Argon went to bed, a gentleman called Sedantes offered them the opportunity to get sponsored, managed in the world of the arena fighting. They all go to bed. As they're going to bed, Ellen Tara, who is not with us, Sarah, Atane and Nala fall asleep in their room. In the other room, Malzef's asleep. There's no sign of Sendrax, the Silver Dragonborn. Argon's about to just drift off when he cracks out an amazing perception check and sees a small pool of fresh blood. And that is where we left it. So, 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room.
I am going to get out of bed and have a look at this blood.
Remember, Malzef, you have 2 levels of exhaustion. The rest of you just have 1 level of exhaustion.
Lick it.
So you get out of bed, you have a look at the blood?
Yeah, have a look at the blood, mate.
Okay, you are looking at the blood.
Is it warm, cold, or slush puppy?
Warm.
Yeah.
Syrupy.
Pretty sure Sendrax say iceberg, so probably not his blood. Well, that means you probably won't.
Give me an investigation check.
Can you make me roll straight away?
I am, yeah, seeing as you're just rocking out the Sherlock Holmes.
Well, that's all. I asked you a question.
Same thing.
Are you coming to the? Never mind.
No, I got a 19 on the investigation.
Oh, that'll do. So yeah, Having a look around the room, now you've seen this blood, Malzeth is sparked out, like, snoring away, bless him. You notice that there are a couple of more drops of blood under Sendrax's bed. You can see where the bedside cabinet has moved ever so slightly. So it's kind of shifted, so you can see on the wood where there's a bit of scratch of wood. If you look carefully on top of the bedside table, the tankard and the candlestick holder have moved from the dust they were in.
What about windows? Are the windows open?
The window is unlocked, but it's not open. It's just unlocked.
Is there any holes in the bed?
This is not okay. As in stab holes?
Oh, yeah.
There are thin slashes type holes. Not in the first sheet, in the woolen blanket underneath, and they go into the
frame.
Into the woolen mattress. But there's no blood on the bed.
I'll figure out. I'll leave. I shall leave everyone asleep for now and go and ask the guy downstairs. Hopefully,
so you go downstairs. Bear in mind it was dawn when you guys started to go to bed. So you go downstairs. It's the young lass who was getting the tavern ready for the rest of the day. She's still. I mean, you literally walked upstairs, saw the blood, come back downstairs. She's putting tables and chairs out. She's wiping tables down. She's getting tankards ready and such. Just general getting a bar ready for business type attitude. There's nobody down there but her.
I'll walk up to the lady and I'll try and get her attention.
Well, only one in there sees you straight away coming down the stairs. She's like, "Oh, morning."
Morning. Have you seen Sendrax? Our friend that was staying in our room had a cloak on.
The
large cloak lad.
In the black robes.
Yeah.
I've not seen him. I'm sorry. I'm on the day shift. I slept most of last night.
Have you seen anyone going into our room since this morning or anything like that?
This morning? No, but there will have been the night room service.
Where are they?
Well, they'll be getting their heads down. If you go out and turn left and go around the back of the building, there is it looks like a barn, but it's a bunk room for the workers of the tavern. You could wake them up if it's important, but.
I believe our friend is in danger. It's he's missing.
He's missing?
Yes, and it looks like there's been a bit of a struggle in our room.
Okay, you should you should definitely wake them up. Maybe you should speak to the local authorities.
And who are they?
The people in the blue sashes. You must have seen them.
I'm unfamiliar, but I'll try and.
They blend in. They don't walk around in uniform. You'll have seen them on the taverns when you were in before. They do the security. They're on the doors. Hey.
Okay. Could you do me a favour? If there was I don't know, the supervisor or the guy who was in charge last night, could you wake him up for me while I go and get my friends?
Yes. Alexo, the owner of the bar.
Or someone that could tell me a bit more. That'd be grand.
Okay, I'll do that. Where will you be?
I'm gonna go get my friends and come back.
Okay, I'll be 10 minutes. And she just wipes her hand on a towel, like a bit of rag, and puts it in her apron pocket, and she just disappears through a little door at the back behind the bar.
I'll take the time, lady. Is there anything that's unusual behind the bar, like a big sack of gold or notes or anything like that?
Give me. Are you deliberately searching or just seeing if something catches your eye?
I'm having a gander, see if there's anything kind of out of place that you
Give me
won't
a
have a massive sack.
perception. Give me a perception check.
Yeah. We have a reception of 17.
Cool. So you just have you sort of hang around as you're walking slowly back towards the door. She disappears from the back door, and you just have a quick glance leaning over by. You don't want to spend too much time in case you're caught red-handed.
Yeah.
You might do. I don't know. You might be a lunatic. But you see two hefty pouches. I mean, they're bigger than yours. They're probably coin purses of a decent size. But you are stood in a business establishment. It could be.
Yeah. Okay. I go and I'll take out my shield and I'll go and knock on Nala's door.
You put her upstairs. You go to the room that the Nala and Attain and Elantara are in. Nala, you hear a knock at the door. Oh, Attain, you hear a knock at the door.
What?
Sendrax is missing.
What?
Sendrax is.
Come in. And I open door.
You open the door, you see Argon stood there with a shield in his hand.
Why have you got your shield?
Just in case you're not a morning person.
Well, I've not been asleep yet, so been here for 10 minutes. Morning person.
I haven't been asleep yet either. I literally laid on my bed for 5 seconds.
We've been here for 10 minutes, even if we were morning people. Having been in bed for 10 minutes, I don't think any of us would be very cheerful.
Hence the shield. Now, look, there's a pool of blood underneath his bed. There's slashes on his bed, and no one seems to know anything downstairs.
Are his things still there?
His rucksack is still there.
His rucksack's still there. It looks like I can't see his robe or anything, so it doesn't look like a lot of blood. It just looks like a bit of a scuffle. Not like a Sendrax scuffle, though, unfortunately.
Well, if it had been a Sendrax scuffle, there wouldn't be any room left.
No, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
What do we do?
I've got the lady downstairs to wake up the person in charge last night while we weren't here, and hopefully that will give us a lead.
Are you going to wake Maltef up?
Poor lad just came back to life. But we can do. We should do, really. We can't leave him here. It might be dangerous.
Right. I'll go in and get him.
Okay. Malzef, you are out fucking cold, mate. Like, it's been a rough night. Nala, you walk in, Malzef is, like, still. Like, you know when people sleep so deeply that you probably have to check his breathing. He's just not moving. You're in the room. You see the blood that Argon pointed out, and you see Malzef.
Right. I'm going to leave him asleep for the minute. Can I have a search around the room to see if Oat's being knocked under? Like, is there drawers or anything in there, or
Give me
cabinets?
An investigation check.
I got 13.
13. You see the blood. You see a couple of drops under the bed, and you can see that the bedside cabinet is slightly moved to how you can see it's clean wood underneath, so it's definitely shifted from its dusty place before.
Can I have a look underneath it or behind it, see if there's all?
So you move the bedside table.
Yeah.
You easily move it, and when you move it, you see a torn piece of black cloth.
Do I recognise it as it being...
His robe?
Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Nope.
Right, I have a look around, keep having a look around the room, see if I can see what else.
Okay.
Eddie, can I have a look out the window?
Are you back in your room?
Yeah, I followed you guys.
Yep, now Argon follows in behind you. You go over to the window and you open the window.
Yeah. I have a look outside, see if there's any sort of like ledges or anything.
Give me a constitution save at disadvantage because you're exhausted.
But I get advantage on saving throws. Or is it just an
Flat
ability
roll,
check?
mate. Flat roll. Flat roll.
Right. Just a
Constitution save, mate.
Constitution.
Yep.
21. 22.
22, nice. As you push the window open, you hear a little pfft, and a colourless vape hits you in the face. You breathe it deep, you cough, choke, and then quickly realise that this almost invisible gas that you just breathed in is poisonous. But being a trainee watcher of Ravenholm and a 20 Constitution save, you don't get poisoned.
I am resilient. I love you. Window's trapped. Why is the window trapped?
You having a quick look, mate, you can see that the trap was positioned on the outside. So you wouldn't have set it off coming into the room, only going out of the room.
Is Sendrax like really good at doing traps or something, or is it just something?
Give me a perception check into the alleyway behind the tavern.
Is it a big enough window for him to get out of?
Sendrax, yes, but not in his armour or the robe. It wouldn't. He wouldn't have leapt out in his armour. For someone of Sendrax's size, he'd have had to have been carefully put out the window.
I got a natural 20.
Oh dear. So
that's a 27.
So I'll send you the plot doc. And just tell me what you're going to do, mate. So you look out into the alleyway, and to the normal keen-eyed person, they would see bins tipped over, or a broken pallet here and there, or a couple of empty ale barrels just waiting to be collected at another time. It's a typical alley behind a tavern, but not to the keen-eyed Argon, watcher of Ravenholm. No. You have a fucking Minority Report moment and you see the past. You quickly, just scanning the area. You train in combat. Your school, your speciality in your bardic ways is valor. You're used to how combat works. You tell stories of it. That's your thing. You can see where the combat has happened in this alleyway. You now look at the barrels a bit closer and you can see smash marks in the side of them where they've cracked the wood but not quite gone through. The pallets have been broken by something heavy being dropped on it. The sacks of refuse that are open they're scattered as though something's kicked them or moved them or fallen on them rather than just tipped over. Combat definitely went on in that alleyway between 2, maybe 3 people.
To save time, relay that to these 3.
Malzef still asleep?
Oh, to these 2.
Attain, are you in the room with them?
I'm probably hanging around the door.
Okay.
Right. Now then, there's people who've been fighting in the street. I think Sendrax may have gone through the window.
It'll not fit you through, Nala.
I guessed.
Like I say, Sendrax would have had to gone in through it carefully. You'd have to go through the wall.
I'll just go down the stairs and go out.
So Nala goes down the stairs and into the back alley. Who goes with
I can't see this through. I go out the window.
her? What, just jump, climb? What are you doing?
I'm just going to have a look. see if it's climbable.
It's climbable with a decent a watcher of Ravenholm. This should be easy for you, lad.
Who's absolutely exhausted. Yeah.
Give me an athletics check.
That's 19.
19. You needed a 40. Unlucky. You scramble out the window. You grab the edge of the brickwork where they're quite large stones, so you kind of get your fingers in the grooves where they meet and just shimmy your way down. As you're shimmying your way down, you can feel quite deep chips away from some of the stone. You get down. It's not far, 30 feet maybe, 40 feet from window to floor. And you jump down. As you jump down and land, Nala comes barreling round the corner at the end of the alleyway. You just see this 8 foot, 300 pound shadow.
Looming.
Yes.
Friendly.
A turn. What are you doing?
I'm going to follow Nala out the door, out the alleyway.
Cool.
You not out the window.
You follow Nala out the door.
Yep.
And you go into the alleyway. Nice one. You're in the alleyway. What are you doing?
Right. Nala, I think someone climbed down this wall and then they fought in the street. So who's at that end with you?
Which direction did they go in?
Towards you.
So where the port is, if you was looking out of Whitelock's door, you would be looking north. So behind it is in a southerly direction.
Right.
So you reckon they've gone through the alleyway and then more further south?
Awesome.
I say
that
further
way.
South, yeah. They've gone in that direction, or at least that's where the
Yeah.
I'm going to start looking for drag marks and blood stains.
Cool.
Drag marks.
Investigation check. Nala, you're helping. With advantage, a turn to roll twice, pick the highest.
Is it just a turn with advantage?
Just a turn, you're just helping her, so she's at advantage. Investigation.
Okay.
Malza, while they're investigating, you feel a warm, soft touch upon your forehead, and then a little bite on your earlobe, enough to wake you up. You are staring into the face of two very, very incredibly beautiful desert-looking people, one male, one female, and they are
You bastard.
stunning. You recognise these two almost instantly.
No.
We'll get back to
Not
that.
those feckers again.
We'll get back to
I
that.
got back on board. I got back on board.
So, a 10, what do you get?
19.
19? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, you and Nala, you're rummaging around. Argan's just giving himself another once-over of what he thought he saw from the window, and he's confirmed it all. Nala's now looking for where the heavier boots or clawed feet of Sendrax may have stood.
I got a 17.
That's alright, you don't roll. It just means the turn gets advantage. So,
Oh, right, okay.
working together, Nala, you notice where Sendrax would have planted his feet. You spend your entire life from birth fighting. You're living in the mountains, you know how to track and see how things have gone down. You can see that you're going to go with it being Sendrax because he's the one missing. That somebody of a weight was stood firm in this alleyway, at least 2 or 3 different positions. Attain, you're incredibly insightful. You know, it's your job to pick up on the small details that other people miss. And you can see that whoever was facing the heavier footed person was nimble. And there was at least 2 of them, possibly 3, but you don't know if it's a crossing over of tracks and markings that you're seeing. But what you do notice is there is a almost indentation. Is a bit of an exaggeration, but you can see where somebody hit the deck, and they were heavy, they were big. There's a very, very short drag, and it doesn't go further down the thingy. So whatever happened to the heavy weight hitting the deck was dragged about a foot, so literally not far at all. And then, what are you laughing at, Albert? And then And then gone. It went from there. There's no footprints leading further on.
Brandon.
Like over a horse or something. Oh, it's just disappeared.
No, there's no horse tracks. So whatever the heavy thing was, it got dragged a foot and then disappeared.
Just disappeared.
Yeah, it was heavy, it was weighty, pretty geeky.
And then it was gone.
And then it was gone. So, while you two are thinking on that, Malzeth.
We need to get Malva.
We don't know anything about it.
Go get Malva. Quickly.
You see the instant recognisable face of the gentleman that once charmed you in the Tommy Wasp and you shared a kiss with. Quite a dangerous kiss at that. He immediately looks at you and he's like, "Good morning, my dear boy."
Morning. Where is everyone?
Are they looking for your friend, the silver-scaled one? But he is safe for now.
Then why are you here?
You offended me. And I wish that offence to be taken back. But all I wish is for you to make friends with the elves.
With the elves?
Do as they ask. Retrieve what they ask you for. Protect their noble lady. And in turn, I will keep your silver gecko friend alive.
You have Sendrax.
If that is what you call the beast, yes.
We were going to make friends with the elves anyway. Why take him?
Insurance. Your friendship with the elves will get me something I require.
You're looking for from this?
You don't need to know right now.
Surely you must. If you tell me what you're looking for, I can perhaps
I am looking for what the elves
increase. If I can get hold of it, am I meant to look for something in particular, or?
As I said, whatever the elves ask you to retrieve, that is what I am looking for. His sister next to him is like, "You should kill him."
You should kill me.
And he just simply shusses his sister.
I believe that you are perhaps scared of the elves, are you not? If you wish somebody else to do your dirty work for you.
We are indeed scared of the elves, for we are only two.
What is it, if you let me go on this, what is stopping me from just telling them that you're involved? Where is my insurance in this? How do I know that you're not just going to kill him anyway?
Trust.
Trust. You asked for trust and you have taken my friend.
Yes.
You've asked for trust and you have insurance policies. Where is my insurance in this?
If you don't wish him returned, you can just say no. I hear he goes for a pretty
Yeah,
penny
but-
in the Dragonborn city.
But like I say, I have other people, other friends as well to consider in this. If this is going to jeopardize them, I will not do so.
Young tiefling, it is entirely your choice. Know that if you acquire what the elves wish of you, I will return your friend. If you do not, I will not. And his sister goes to say something and he just raises his hand and she's quiet. She's very like, "Fwah."
Sister could go and get it. Perhaps she can use some of that. Angry.
So, I will leave that thought with you. And he blows you a kiss and they both just fade into etherealness. It's in, Argon, Nala, back in the alleyway.
B.
So the trail has gone cold.
Give me a perception check, Malzeth.
Me?
As they were fading into etherealness.
15.
Cool. On the sister's shoulder, you saw a small mouse with a blue tail.
On a sister's shoulder.
It's a little field mouse with a blue tail. And all three of them fade into etherealness. Back in the alleyway.
No, you find anything in that bin? Is it in the bin?
No, there's nothing down here.
He's gone. Whoever took him just
Disappeared.
knocked him on the ground there, dragged him a few feet, and then just disappeared. Thin air.
That sounds a lot like magic.
It does sound a lot like magic.
Now,
It's like
as you're stomping about and smashing stuff up, you bash some of the barrels out of the way in a crate, and you see the tattered black robe that Sendrax was in, just thrown, scuffed aside, with dark patches on it that are a bit wet.
I pick it up.
Cool. Your fingers immediately get like red, syrupy type blood. We have lost the star player of the week.
I'm now the star player. Yes. Woo. Yeah.
So whilst he's getting nailed by succubus, what are you guys doing?
Wow, they're taking this death a bit seriously. Do we see Nala pick up this thing, or?
Yeah, you see Nala. She's stood there with this bloodied black robe that doesn't look like a Jedi robe in the slightest.
Just looks like rags.
Yeah.
We need to go and get everyone up.
Malzeth might be able to do a trace magic or something. He did something. He can sense it, can't he? He does that thing with his magicness. We need to go and get Malzeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we need to keep an eye on it anyway. I mean, you're always getting into some sort of trouble. Oh, I didn't tell you. So the arena, the guy that saw fight in the arena, wants to sponsor us.
What?
Why?
I'll tell you on the way. Go.
Yeah, okay.
So you three go back upstairs. You see, as soon as you go upstairs, whose room do you go in first?
Malzeth's room.
So you pop into Malzeth's room, and Malzeth is slightly groggy. He's woke up. He's sat up, giving himself a little shake. He's just looking around.
Don't say anything just yet, Malzeth. We've got a lot of explaining to do.
He's just rubbing his eyes. Okay, my friends. Okay.
Right.
Sendrax is gone.
Sendrax is gone. We believe it might be magical people in the thing. He went through the window. He fought in the street, and he poof gone.
I think I know who has them.
You've been asleep this whole time.
Do you remember in the tavern in Cruel, the demons? I think they were called succubus or incubus.
Your first.
My first kiss, yes, Argon. Yes. One I do not wish to repeat.
Seriously now, they're back.
Yes.
How do you know it was them?
They came to us and they told me while you were outside. I'm very tired. I'm sorry. They have Sendrax. Yes, the twins. The twins.
What did they say? What did they? Is it a ransom?
Yes, of sorts.
Is he still alive?
I believe so. They want us to work for the elves.
That's weird. The elves want us to work for the elves too. I'll hold up the scroll case. That's the other thing that happened this morning as well.
Wow, Argon, you've been busy. Well, I've been dead or asleep.
in about like an hour.
Malzef sort of adjusting his turban and his rags and stuff, and he's like, I'm very tired. Whatever the elves have invited us for, they're going to ask us to retrieve something, it would seem. And
It's late.
The twins want to. They want it for trade for Sendrax.
The elves want to meet us this afternoon, so give us time to sleep, time to rest. If that's the only league we have, then that's the league we have.
I am of no use to anybody without my sleep. I do not believe I could even cast a spell if we were attacked.
I'm getting that way.
Right. Okay. If that's the situation that we're realistic, until we rest. So I think we should get the heads down for a couple of hours, meet the elves, find out what it is they want, and see where that takes us.
Hopefully, take us to Sendrax.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
And then we can finally destroy those demons.
But we need to know what it is they want us to retrieve as well.
Whatever it is, it'll draw them out. Then Nala, you can cut them in half.
Yay!
That sounds like a plan, right?
Yes, we should sleep and think on it.
Right, rest. I'll go apologise to the people downstairs because I made a bit of a ruckus down there before. But I'll go to bed.
What about the elves? What about the elves?
They want to meet us this afternoon, so we have time to sleep.
Do they want to meet all of us or just you?
All of us. They specifically asked for all of us. They said, I'll hold up the scroll and show the scroll. It's like a snowflake scroll.
This scroll is incredibly expensive looking, with snowflakes embossed all around it. It's probably worth more than what you're wearing, Nala.
That's not hard.
What language is it written in?
It is written in Elven.
What's it say?
It isn't any coherent sentence, but there are words regarding winter, frost, snow, the falling of the first, ice, and there is a strange variation that you think says lady, but you're not sure the whether it be a spelling or what. But the first guess says lady.
Hello.
What?
I kind of died. I'm internet. Like, sorry. Carry on.
So yeah, you're back. We've got you.
Are you still here, Sam?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. I can hear. Carry on. Sorry.
Okay, then if we are not needed until this afternoon, I'm going to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid.
Malzef, are you going to get some sleep?
Malzef's half laid back down. He's like, yes. Yes.
He's way ahead of us then.
He's halfway back to the pillow.
Do you think we could all do with staying in the same room, or are we disappearing into other rooms?
Just secure your room. We'll put a chair up or something.
Yeah, we should share. Maybe Argon should share. The more of us in the same place, the harder it will be if we are attacked. For anyone to overwhelm us.
It'd be impossible. We're amazing.
Yes.
I mean.
So Malzef just lays back down. Argon, you deal with this and just goes to sleep.
No, I got to.
Okay, I go get Ellen Tara and bring her
You walk back into your room and Ellen Tara is not there. there is a piece of parchment
Okay.
on the bed, and it is written in the common tongue, although it has a very nice calligraphy-esque flow to it on the you have a quick scan over it, and it says, we have the gecko and the mouse.
The mouse.
Speak to your demon friend. Kisses.
Shit.
2 single kisses.
I'm going to smash their face in. I go back into the other room and tell them that she is also being taken by the succubus things. They said, no, I'd show the note and tell them that they've taken Sendrax and Little Mouse.
Do any of you speak Abyssal
Ooh.
or Infernal?
I speak Infernal.
I speak Infernal.
Cool. The kisses are not kisses; they are names. So you can actually see just the way they flick their crosses and altered them, and one of them is Talisa and the other one is Kenrai.
Talisa and Kenrai.
Yeah.
Kenrai.
So she's taken both. They have taken both of them.
Go to the elves. It's our only lead. We're not going to find them. Last time they just disappeared.
And they called Elantara a mouse.
She transformed into a mouse once. Maybe that's what she did to try and escape.
Maybe.
She can't. We saw her transform into a spider in the pit fight.
Yeah.
Turn into big cat ones as well.
We'll leave Malzef to sleep and we'll tell him about Elantara later on.
I'm going to channel my inner Sendrax and drag the bed in front of the door.
Yeah.
And sleep on the bed.
Okay. You all go to sleep. You put the bed in front of the door. As you're all about to nod off, there's a door and you're like, hello, you wish to see me? I'm the owner of the tavern. The young one sent for me. Is it Argan's looking for me?
I move the bed. I open the door crack.
You see the old timer from behind the bar yesterday, and he's like, "What's the problem, sir?"
2 people have been kidnapped while we've been in your inn, out of these rooms.
Nobody came through the tavern.
It's not very safe, though, is it? Can you keep an extra special eye on us four? Just make sure no one comes into this room. No one even asks. We're not even here.
I'm sorry,
right.
Sir. This has never happened before.
Argan, not being funny, but they don't need to use windows. Don't be an ass to this. All right.
The old timer's got. I'm sorry.
I'm not being an ass. I gave him 2 extra gold. Please, sir.
He takes it sheepishly and puts it in his pouch.
Right, sir. As far as you're concerned, we don't exist. No one knows we're here, right?
Yes, young sir. Yes.
Thank you.
And he fucks off. Door closes. Bed gets put back.
Yep.
Right, cool. You all fall asleep and dream deeply of the wonders of the world and the shit state of the last 2 weeks. All have a long rest.
Yay!
I just want a bake-off again.
Remember the good old days when all you had to do was bake a cake and a pasty. So, 7 hours-ish pass. You all feel rejuvenated, your exhaustion's gone. You're no longer at disadvantage for things. Those of you with magic has all come back to you. So, probably just Malzef. An Argan, yes. Yeah, it is probably, so dawn was 6, 7, 5. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You wake up because it's hot as shit. Like, Atoria is known to be quite a hot country anyway. As you know, when you first got here, Sendrix did not like the heat. So you wake up, it's just so humid.
Ew.
Not humid, dry, whatever. It's hot. It's hot shit. Wake up, you lazy shits.
Any idea on the time? Is it like?
It's about 2 in the afternoon. About 2 in the afternoon.
Right.
You all wake up. Malzef wakes up groggily. He sort of mutters. He's like, Argon, my friend.
Yes.
My Discord is fucked. I'm reinstalling it. Just go have breakfast without me.
We will, Mother. I hope you can get your Discord.
It's an ancient wizarding tool. You'll have to bear with me. I need my meditations.
Absolutely. We should leave Malzef to his meditation. But if you could, Malzef, just ream off the last few years of your life. That'd be grand.
Last few years, I grew up in a small tribe in Perth in the Sarut Desert.
Oh, I was joking. Sorry.
Okay. So you're free to go downstairs?
Yep.
You free to go downstairs, and as you get down there, there's a half elven gentleman, quite old. I know he's a half elf, but he still has that aged appearance about him. He's in the very not too expensive, but worth more than what you are. Similar to, he's basically one of the workers from the elven ship that you saw before, and he's stood there. His hands are in front of him. He's got very nice silk-esque clothing on, and he's top knots there. It's grey and black, more grey than it is black, and he's just sort of waiting. And as soon as he sees you guys, he just gives a little bow.
Bow back. I show him the little scroll.
Yes. I'm here to escort you.
Now?
You may eat first, but
Good.
at the hour of 3, we would need to be aboard the Wandering Leaf. And he nods again.
Right. Okay.
He just stands. He doesn't come to where you guys sit down. He just stands at the door waiting. He has.
Would you like
He
some
has
food?
his white sash, and that hangs down at the bottom of the white sash is a silver snowflake.
Would you like some food?
No, thank you.
Anything to drink?
No, thank you.
Okay, I order a load of food.
Hello, a Goliath plate.
Yes. The young lass that was there helping Argon before, she's serving two stereotypical sailor types that are in. They got bandanas on, sleeves are missing, the type. And she's serving them, and they're drinking ale. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Go for it, lads. You go over, she's like, hello, can I get you something?
Well, we'd quite like something to eat. Maybe some bread, cheese, fruit, sort of thing.
Alexo said everything's on the house, so I'll just bring out what they call a ploughman's, and yes, we'll go from there. So she just pops her head through the door that you saw her go before, and she just like 1 ploughman's, and then she looks back at Nala. Make that 2 Goliath ploughman's. And she just comes back. Any drinks?
Why are they on the house, by the way?
I don't know. Alexa just said you were to be.
That would be you, Argon.
Tell her that was not the.
Argon, just leave it, okay? Coffee, please. If you have it.
Aye. I do apologise. Upstairs and see if I can find your friend Malzeth. Where is he? There he is. You need to come into the call, Malzeth. Tap on the call. We're having technical difficulties right now. Argon, tell some jokes.
To pass the time, I should say a dad joke from my list.
Go on, so.
You ever hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, no atmosphere.
That's pretty bad.
Look, they are bad. They are dad jokes.
I know, that is literally the point of them.
And we've lost.
Where'd it go?
Now Noodle's back to being the star of the show. Woo!
Woohoo! And here we have Malzeth, and we've lost Nala.
There we go.
How's it
We
going?
have
Hey.
Nala back.
Not kicked out.
No.
So,
Technical difficulties. So Malzeth, quickly, yeah. They went into the room. They came up to tell you that they'd found some shit going on on Thingy's Black Robe. You told them that you.
I managed to tell them on Twitch. Watch it on Twitch. Sorry, I saw that you said my Discord wasn't working.
That's what a pro. What a pro, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why for about an hour he was star player. Do you know what I mean? Right. So you're all up. You're having breakfast. Breakfast gets brought out. Put in front of you. There are two massive oval silver platters. They're covered in cheeses and meats, and you have some onions that have been drenched in this strong whisk juice. There's like hard bread. There's some cracker bread. And
Cracker bread.
Cracker bread. Heavyweight shape. And she brings out 2 jugs of borderline wine. She says it's fruit juice, but some of you with a bit of a palate can tell that's if you drunk too much of this, I shouldn't be driving a horse and wagon.
Is there any meats on the plate?
There are meats on the plate. There is half a pig.
Okay, cool.
Cut up into gammon slices.
I start eating and pour myself a drink.
Great stuff.
same. Avoiding the onion things. That sounds
Yeah,
disgusting.
I don't eat the onions.
These onions are the size of a small apple.
I still don't eat them.
Oh, God.
I go straight into the brie.
Straight into the brie. Don't nose it, lad.
No, I'll take it from the back.
You know, I get banned on Twitch.
For nosing a cheese. Don't ever nose a cheese, ladies and gentlemen.
So you, Malzeth, did you see the half-elven elderly gentleman stood waiting for you all? Did you hear that bit? Can't hear you, Malzeth.
Sorry, I only heard the bit where you said that I'd meet you later, basically, or I'll go back to bed.
Yeah, so basically the elderly elven chap has said, finish what you are eating, and then we shall go attend Lady Akiko.
Cool.
So while you're eating and drinking, he stands there. The young lass brings him over a small clay shot pot, as it were, of water. He thanks her, gives her a little nod. He holds it with 2 hands. It's a very tiny pot. Drinks it, gives her it back, gives her a little nod again, and stands waiting for you guys.
Malzeth, you got to try the gorgonzola, man. It's out of this world.
I don't think I've tried it before. That's it there. I will give it a go. Oh. It is not bad. Not bad. We do not have things like this in...
It comes from the udder of a cow.
Interesting.
You can't milk a camel, mate.
You can definitely milk a camel. But I'm curious.
You might not be able.
I personally have never milked a camel.
Who came up with this?
Oh.
Takes you about half an hour to munch through most. Well, it took mortal people a good hour and a half, but Nala's on hand to just shovel hand her way through the meat. Whilst you're eating it, some fruit gets brought out to you. Some oranges, a lot of oranges, and a couple of apples. You get them munched. You feel a lot fuller than you expected. Say you've just eaten bits and bobs. Someone's eating their own body weight in brie, but and half a pig. So you've eaten. It's about 2:30, and the elderly gentleman is trying to hold himself straight, but you can see he's a little bit agitated.
We need to get going.
We should get going.
Yeah. Right. I'll pick up the rest of the cheese.
The rest of the cheese. Because why wouldn't you? So, as you're pottering along, he leads out straight away. He holds the door first at the tavern to let you all walk out. Then he steps out, and then he goes to the front and turns to you all. And he says, "Who is the leader of your party?"
A 10.
A 10. He looks, and there's a quizzicalness about him. He kind of you feel him staring at your ears, and he just sort of nods and then turns, and he's expecting you all to follow.
Come on then.
I'm assuming you follow. So you go back through the market square, past the Gecko Fountain. You go out towards the main docks. The Dwarven ship and the Ravenholm ship have gone. Probably gone during the night. Oh no, did they not go? Yeah, this morning.
They left early morning.
Yeah, they went there this morning, so they're gone. There are 2 ships on their way in, but they're too far off. You can just see there again 2 mast galleys, big thick sails. You can't really see from this distance what they are. You just see the little rowboat flags bringing them in. The Elven ship still there, as you know, is paid to be there. Elderly gentleman potters you along, walks you towards the Elven ship. As you get closer, a turn you've never seen. You've never really. There isn't that many elves come through Cruel. Of all the adventurers that come into Cruel and stuff, you get a fair amount of half elves. You must see 1 or 2 elves a year. Not enough to go, wow, an elf. It's not a race you've ever bumped into. To be fair, when Ellen Tara turned up, you was a little bit like, oh, you're like the 3rd one this year. This close to the ship, 3 mast galley, triangular sails. You can see that there's wealth about this ship. You can see the carvings of the Wandering Leaf written on both sides of the ship. You can see small paintings of these leaves flowing around the lettering. The ship's quite a dark wood. There is a gangplank, and on the gangplank there are white petals. He leads you to the bottom of the gangplank and just ushers up and just sort of holds his head low with his arm out for you lot to walk up the gangplank.
You go first.
The turn goes first. Who goes second?
No,
The muscle.
let them know they're dealing with.
Third?
I'll go third.
And I'll be the rear guard. Alright.
So cool. Right. As you go up the gangplank, at the top of the gangplank, you see 5 say armored. So you see 5 clear guards. Like there is nothing about these that doesn't say they are guards. Right. On the right hand side, as you go up, there are two male elves. They've got their big top knots. One has blonde hair, one has dark black hair. They're both stood. They have segments of armour across their chest, a little bit on their shoulders, less so on their arms and legs. Nala, you say this is not the heaviest of armour, but it's definitely, it looks strong. You reckon hitting it with your axe it'd take a whack. And they're both stood there, and they have at their side on their left hip a slightly curved longsword. It's sheathed. On the left, you see a young male elf with black wings folded at his back, and then he has a long black robe, and on the robe it's almost like the snowflakes on the robe are black as well, but every time even a slight gust hits his robe, it shimmers. And at Malzeth, you can see magical runes on his belt, on his ring, a couple, like 2 on his neck, and stood next to him is a female elf. She has long blonde hair, no top knot. It's very straight fringe, straight down blonde hair, and she's stood a bit more upright and almost looking down. Again, she has similar symbols. Her robes though are a blue and white, and they sort of shimmer. And as you near them, so you've got the 2 fighters on the right and the 2 clearly magic users on the left, you'll feel a gust of a breeze, quite a strong breeze, come past you. Attain, give me a knowledge check on. Just give me an intelligence check.
$24.
Nice. So, blonde elf is what you call a Grugak elf, and you can see he's a bit broader in shoulder. His jaw is a bit squarer than the normal elf, at least the ones that you've known about, read about, heard stories about. The dark-haired one next to him is a standard wild elf. They're the more common of the elves that you see in Cruel. They've got that look in their eye that they've seen some stuff, you know.
Right.
And he's less broad, but still good. Of the two casters, the female lass with the straight hair, she's a high elf. You know that there's the flavours of elf in the world, that they hold themselves just naturally with a noble aura about them. Yeah. The one next to her with the black wings, they're very small wings that are really closely behind his shoulder blades, is an Avarial elf. You'd never seen one. You'd heard stories of elves that can fly and stuff like this, but you live in Cruel, a town of adventurers. Do you know what I mean? To actually like this is a bit
weird.
Yeah. Argon. So you've got the 2 fighters on the right, the 2 casters on the left. Just past them, you're now on the first deck of the ship, and you can see ahead, all of you can see this ahead, there's some stairs and a higher deck and then a 3rd tier deck. The secondary deck is where the rest of the ships you've seen, that's where that's where the steering of the ship and all that would go. The 3rd deck seems to be some sort of balcony, basically, and you can see quite a fair few people up there. But stood just past the 2 fighters and 2 casters, Argon, you see the black-skinned, white-haired, strikingly beautiful elven fighter that gave you the scroll on the dock. She just gives you a real slight tip of the head, just to acknowledge recognition.
I do a very slight tip.
Yeah. Stood next to her is a half elf who is very well presented. She has a white robe with a dark white. It's like an off-white sash. Several silver snowflakes going up it. She is. Her hair is beautifully gold's been put into her haircut. She doesn't look like the half-elves you've seen working on the docks, or the subservient nature of the half-elves you've seen so far. She stands before the dark-skinned elf, higher ranking. Like the dark-skinned elf is stood at her left, to almost in a protective stance. She steps forward and she then gives a low bow to you three, Malzeth, Nala, and Argan, but she gives a lower bow to Attain. The elven chap steps forward, and he says to the other elf that's well dressed, "This is Lady Attain of the guests. She is their leader." And he just bows to her, and he steps aside out the way. She steps forward, and she's her voice is very soft, so you'll have to bear with me. Hello, Lady Attain. I am Atsuko. I am the personal handmaiden of Lady Akiko of the Snow.
Good to meet you.
Who are your companions?
Well, this you're indicating Malzeth is Malzeth. This is Argan, and this is Nala.
I tried to imitate the bow that she did back.
Yeah, she bows. You ever so slight smile on her face as she sees you trying to bow, as she did, and look up to see if you're bowing low enough. Yeah. She bows to you all. Lady Attain, your retinue is impressive. We do not see many Goliath. My Lady Akiko will see you now if you would. You have come all this way. You might as well go the rest. And
Thank you.
She turns and you notice that the dark-skinned elf is stood literally within sword's reach of you, next to Atsuko. And they turn, and Atsuko leads the way, and the dark-skinned elf steps back slightly and is now stood at your left. And then you see the two fighters from before and the two casters, and they sort of fall next to you, and you've almost got an escort guard across the deck of the ship. Everyone you notice working on the ship is half-elven, so those that are dealing with the ropes, the sails, moving stuff about, just generally checking stuff. You can see that there are quivers and bows, short, strong-looking bows at the sides of the ship if they were ever attacked. There is spear racks. There are two devices that you have no idea what they are. They're cylindrical, and then there is a draconic-esque head at the top of them, like a plinth with a draconic head on it, and the head's facing yourselves as you're walking towards them with the mouth open. You have no idea what they are. Malzeth, you don't know what the glyphs are on them, but they're arcane. But if you don't know what they are, they're probably of a power that you've not yet experienced.
Mm-hmm.
You get taken towards the second deck, and as you walk up towards the second deck, Atsuko is leading the way, and it turns back on itself to the stairs to the third deck. You get up onto the third deck, and she stops you at the top of the stairs, and there is a 5-foot area at the top of the stairs, and then it broadens out into a deliberately royal-esque deck. It's been designed, made. This is a comfort zone. This has no function on the ship whatsoever. It is literally for those of wealth. Knowing what Ellen Tyra told you before about them having a noble on board, you're not surprised to see. And you've seen people lording it up, and princes and nobles of acclaimed allegiance, so you're used to the grandeur of it. Sat about 40 feet from you on a sofa, like a 2-seater sofa, and there is almost icicle. It's beautifully icicles twisting, like braided towards each other into a point above this elven lady sat on this 2-seater sofa. They're not harsh icicles; they're very beautifully intertwined, and they come together above her. Stood next to her is another elven fighter, covered in armour. These layered plates all down his arms, shoulders, chest, back. He's got the tassets on the thighs, his shins. He's wearing a helm. You only know you assume he's a he because of the facial hair hanging out at the bottom of the helmet. The helmet is draconic in style, So it's almost like he's where a dragon swallowing his head, and it comes across and it covers across his eyes, but you can see his mouth and his nose, and you can see the goatee that hangs down. It's blacker than black, and his armour is a dark shade of like a real dark shade of green, but there are 2 snowflakes on the pauldrons and there is a snowflake on the chest. It's so dark that you question whether it is actually green, but it's real dark. The sword at his hip, you see the pommel of the sword again has a draconic head at the top of the pommel. Well, you know what I mean, at the end of the pommel. He stood there. Nala, you're impressed. Attain, you've never seen armour like this in Cruel. Malzeth, you can feel the arcane energy up on this deck. Argon, you feel the divine energy on this deck. Being in the temples, working with those of a follower of the shepherd, you know when divine magic's been cast. And Malzeth, you obviously training yourself in arcane, you know that there's arcane up here. It's a makes your hair stand on its end. You can almost taste it. Sat on this sofa, on this 2-seater sofa, is a very short elven lady, pure white snow hair. It's down. She has 2 top knots, real short, that pop up and then go down the back of her hair. Her eyes are piercing grey. She is sat long flowing white robes. Everything about her, whether it be the little belt's white with bits of silver in it. She has silver going through her hair, silver coming down the long sleeves. Her arms are hidden in these long sleeves. You can see just as she adjusts herself that these slight shimmers again of silver snowflakes across her entire robes. There is a silver chain with a pendant hanging on it, and it is a very subtle, like a tiger cub or a hunting cat cub claw. It's not an aggressive claw, it's a very soft paw with claws hanging on this pendant. And you immediately know her as an Eldarin elf. And Eldarin elves are closely tied to seasons. She could not be more winter if she tried. And Atsuko steps forward and she's like, my Lady Akiko, this is Lady Attain and her entourage. Lady Attain, I present to you Lady Akiko of the Snow of the House of Winter. And she steps aside, and Lady Akiko just smiles, puts her hand out. 4 cushions are brought out, 3 at the back, and then 1 in the front of those 3 cushions, with enough space for you, for Attain to sit at the front, and you 3 to sit behind her.
As she's like smiling over us with her head kind of like bowed, I go back into that, like imitating that bowed position again. And then, like, look to my right to Argon and kind of give him a nudge to do the same.
I kind of get the hint and kind of do the same.
The bowing.
I do a little.
I nod.
You nod. Nice.
Which is like a bow to any human.
It's kind of the same amount of movement, let's be honest.
So you all step there. She accepts the bows. She looks at Nala, sees Nala's nod, and she just looks at Nala a little bit quizzical, smiles, gives Nala a nod, and then again gestures for you all to join her on the cushions.
Oh,
Sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down.
So who's directly behind Attain?
Me.
No,
Cool. Who on the left?
yeah, I'll go on the left.
And Malzeth on the right. Cool. As you said, these cushions are for kneeling on. They're cushions, they're not raised. As you're sat there, a few more half-elves turn up. They're in the standard darker clothing with the white sashes and the snowflake. They definitely, obviously, work for the lady. And they bring out a table, and it's real low. You're all knelt down. The 2-seater icicle-like sofa entity glides closer, but you don't remember it doing it. You just know that now you're closer to the table. She's closer. Stood behind you guys are the 2 elven fighters and the 2 casters from when you first walked up. Stood literally 2 casters on the right, 2 fighters on the left behind you 3. the dark-skinned elf comes and stands next to Argon. And
Well, we're a little bit crowded.
and the incredibly well-equipped elf again just moves with Lady Akiko and stands closer to it. He's on her left as well. So you are now sat there. Tea is brought out. There is a small moment where the tea is made by Atsuko. She finishes making you all the tea. She passes it to Atene first, then to Akiko, and then allows you all, the rest of you, to drink. And then she stands on Lady Akiko's right. Lady Akiko is thank you for your friend Ellen Tara, I believe, came looking for aid. She wished to go to Koran, the Dragonborn city in the north. Do you still wish the same?
We would be very interested in this. We do still wish to go to the city. Ellen Tara had said that she'd spoken with you, and I thank you for the invitation to meet with you today.
You are very welcome. Ellen Tara spoke highly of your skills. She offered that you would be able to maybe protect or get rid of those that wish me harm rather than immediately protect. But I do not see many in number. You are but 4. And Ellen Tara herself is missing. Why is this?
I very much regret to say that Ellen Tara has disappeared. We are concerned for her safety. I cannot say where she is. But what I can...
Most unfortunate.
Most regrettable. What I can say is that my companions have an impressive and varied skill set.
I believe she is your warrior, yes?
Yes, without a doubt.
She looks to her left, and the guy in all the armor. She's like, Suno, formidable is she not? Suno steps forward and is like, "Hi," and just steps back. And is this your wizard? She points at Malzeth. Or
Yes.
gestures.
Yes. Has magic.
He has a unique bloodline. You should tap into that, Lady Atene. He can be very formidable indeed. And I see you have brought entertainment.
I have. Argon.
Hello.
Would you be willing to have him perform? I have not heard the music of the humans for a long time. Whoa, Black Betty.
I would be happy to perform it.
Please do.
What would you?
Of what songs do you know? Where do you hail from, human?
I am from Ravenholm in the west.
In the far west.
Yeah.
A harsh land, is it not?
It rains a lot.
There may be a song about the rain. Rain can be peaceful.
Not a great singer, but I'm a good flute player.
Then please demonstrate as your lady has asked.
Yeah. Can I stand?
You may stand. She did it. She pisses herself. No, she just laughs.
I stand, get out the lute, and play a song named "The Rain Down in Bogwash."
Jesus. Right, so Argon steps up, whips out the loot, plays the Rain Came Down in Bogwash, and he starts rocking out the.
It's a very gentle tune. The rain down in Bogwash represents quite a sad time, but it's quite a nice song.
Okay, so it's very plonky and plonky.
Yeah, it's kind of.
So you start playing.
Yeah.
All the guard, both caster and sword wielding, you a little bit of space. The dark skinned one, she's still close to you, within about 30 feet. And you start playing. Give me a performance check.
Crap. I'm going to use a luck point for that. For that natural 2 I just got there. Because I'm very lucky. He nails it. It's a 22.
Right, so as Argon stands there and he pulls out his little pick, gets it ready, sets himself, whoa, drops it, literally drops it, swoops down, catches it, comes up, starts playing. Didn't even miss a beat.
I shoot the dark skinned one a bit of a wink as I perform.
As you're performing, you shoot her a wink. You see her thumb push her curved longsword a fraction out of its sheath. She don't even bat an eyelid, just looks at you, just hear that click. You play. How long's the song? 3 minutes. We'll go with that. It's a good.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes. I'll be quiet.
So you crack it out, and as promised, it's a very beautiful tune. It does have a sad underlay to it. The rain coming down in Bogwash is a story of a young boy falling in love with his favourite toy, and then he had a pet spider who climbed up a water spout, and then the rain came down and washed it away, and he was devastated. But then the sun came out, and he tried again, and it were all great. It's a beautiful piece, Argon. Well played. So, and as you finish it with a and everyone, you just look around like, yeah, that were badass. They all look to Lady Akiko. She starts giving a little clap, and the servants clap. The warriors don't.
I walk past, shoot the girl a little look, and get back on my cushion.
So you sat back on the cushion. Lady Akiko, she's happy. She's like, oh, well played, Argon. This was a beautiful piece, and one I've never heard before. I will endeavour to make sure no more spiders are washed down the water spout.
It's metaphorical.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's quite a deep song, really.
So, Lady Attain, to business.
Yes.
Tara said you were a mixed bunch of talented folk. I can see you clearly have the brute of nature. You clearly have a wizard with you, which is where people are from. Is a status claim if you have a personal wizard. And you have an entertainer who is, from what I've heard in the last few years, second to none. So, I require your aid in retrieving 2 items that were stolen from our people of a time so many seasons have passed I could not put a number on it. They were stolen in an age of darkness. In the age of darkness. We wish them back. They belong to us. I have permission from the Empress of Victoria to attempt to retrieve them, as they are deep in the mountains of Atoria. But, as you can see, my people are not well equipped to travel the mountains. But if you were to aid me, then I could reward you greatly.
And may I inquire about the nature of the item?
You may. They are called the Kumenu, and they are 2 statuettes of, well, the legends say they are a great powerful, but they are more, what is the word? What is the word? They are an artifact of our history, of our people, and yes, they have a magical. They are magical items, as the common folk would call them, but it is not a magic that is important to the Vey. We simply wish our artifacts back to be placed upon the Emperor's throne.
And Elantara mentioned that you intend to travel yourself into Etoria to seek these items. Is that correct?
I plan to travel to the town of Bronze Falls. It is a town I have visited before, and it is a town that many folk of faith take pilgrimage to. You stand in one of the most celestial nations in the world. Etoria has its people of varying races are responsible for most of the religions in Colossus. Bronze Falls is a pilgrimage I've wished to take since I was a small girl, and the 2 things have come together that I take advantage of. I was hoping to find people I could ask to aid me and visit Bronze Falls. And Bronze Falls lies in the shadow of the mountains, so you're halfway there.
That would get you halfway there. Well, it's an interesting proposition. I presume you would like to begin your travels imminently. Would I be right in thinking that?
I have a couple of days I can waste away if need be. If you wish to prepare yourselves, we can go, as long as it is within the next 5 or 6 days, I'd be happy. It will take nearly 9 days to travel to Bronze Falls.
That is quite a distance.
A 10. Sorry.
As you interrupt,
Right.
Asuko, the half-elf personal maiden, steps forward and hits you with her. She has like a short, hard fan, and she's like, and she just says something in Elven that Attain knows is probably a swear word. And Lady Akiko calls her back. She's like, "Sorry, you, Lady Attain."
Sorry, give me a second to gather my thoughts.
It does appear that your Tatena wishes to speak.
What is it, Argan?
No, it's fine. Carry on. All you.
The handmaiden at Suko is looking at you with absolute disgust. So Lady Akiko looks behind. She's like, "So where are we at? What? How would you like to know more? Do you have questions? How long would you like it to be?"
I would like to know more. Everything really, I suppose. Are there any books or documents that explain these items in detail? I know that you must be busy with making arrangements to take up all of take up all of your time on finding this out. If you know of, find out more to inform my party on the nature of these items. And I suppose a bigger question, do you have competition? How widely known is it that you're planning to seek these items?
So, the two things I pick up from that is, one, about the artifacts, yes?
Yes.
And as far as competition goes, and she nods to Asuko, and she brings out, she just goes down into a small chest, like white wood, and she flips it and she pulls out a piece of parchment that is crazy. For parchment, you're like, what the fuck did she get that from? She pulls it out, and the seal's already been broken on it, and she lays it out before you. It is written in common, and there is a edge to it. There's a border to it with many celestial symbols. Some you've seen on adventurous shields. You don't care to work them out. And it is in a nutshell, it is a pardon or a permission slip, as it were, from the Empress of Etoria, saying that Lady Akiko of the Snow of House of Winter may travel into the lands of Etoria and retrieve her artifacts, but the Empress will not be held for any dangers that may come upon them. And then it is signed in very grand lettering. It just says Empress, there's not even a name.
I suppose from the Empress's perspective, she's the only Empress that counts, so why bother specifying?
Yeah.
You know, she's the only show in town, people.
Brilliant. So yeah, as for the items, they are two statuettes of lions, great hunting cats from the far south, and I think on the other side of Furia. They hold celestial power, of what the stories will tell you, great celestial power, but I assure you it is merely a flavouring of their significance. They were said to have guarded, or to be used to guard, the leaders of the Vey into the unknown, the lands of a world after death. These Kumenu were to guard our nobles, our people, our great heroes. It was an honour to have them at your side when you were buried and then burnt and your ashes scattered.
So, how did they end up in Etoria then?
They were stolen during the Age of Darkness. And Etoria at one point, the Empress is an empress because she ruled an empire, or at least those before her ruled an empire. The entire southern half of Heroes of Rome once belonged to the Etorians, not merely this. Well, I say merely. Well, to put it into perspective, the map you see of Etoria in present day is 1,000 miles by 1,000 miles. It is a very large place. Etoria's empire used to be 3, maybe 4 times that size. So during the Age of Darkness, as the tales go, the Etorians believed that the celestial power within the Kumenu would help them bring back their greatest heroes. And if you haven't noticed, Boat is one of them, and for a long time legend spoke of such heroes that could kill dragons in single combat.
I don't think there's a child in Etoria hasn't heard those stories.
Etoria is well known for myth and legend and glory and celestial bloodlines, and it's all very mucky and messy. So, it is simple. I chose yourselves because Elantara was so bold to approach my ship. It meant I did not have to go and send people into those establishments and look for those worthy. But I need people of a talent. Our ways will not lend to a great trek into the mountains. There are certain etiquettes and such to follow. That's the Vake, like my warriors, they would never leave my side. And I cannot send my servants into the mountains.
Mm. And suppose you speak of boldness. I suppose I should ask, what is your offer?
My offer is simply this: you may ask a boon, as best as I can grant it. I do not have the magical powers of the great wish givers, but if you ask something of me that is within my power to provide, then I will do so. Are you okay, Lady Atin?
Hmm?
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm thinking through everything you told me straight.
How about you spend an evening with your friends,
I
contemplate what I have said, and maybe we can have breakfast in the morning.
think that's an excellent idea, and I'm glad that we're in agreement. Breakfast then.
And she gives a little nod, and as she nods, the icicle off her throne thing slides back. You see her Uberguard step back with her. The dark-skinned elf steps forward. Asuko steps forward, and she's like, Lady Aten, follow me. I will take you from the ship. And almost in reverse order, everything that you do onto the ship, you are then escorted off the ship, down to the dock. Get to the gangplank though. They don't. They all stay on the ship, bar the dark-skinned elf. She and Atsuko follow you down off the ship onto the actual dock itself. She stays near Asuko, and Asuko's she's, Lady Ten, please come back in the morning, before the hour of noon, if you could. Lady Akiko, being of House Winter, is not in heat. So if you could come early, that would be grand. Please just turn up to the ship, and I will send somebody to bring you on board.
Perfect.
You just get the dark-skinned elf just eyeball you all. And
I give the dark skin elf a very low bow.
as you come back up, she does this.
Ooh, she likes me.
Well,
Not that one though.
no plans to kill you.
They go back on the ship. You're still on the dock.
All right. Back to Whitelocks.
They are very strange people. Never
They
met a
probably said
culture like
same
that.
about.
Are we out of earshot?
Let's go.
You all put her off back onto the further dock. Now a lot busier now. While this was happening, and the song and the tea, the two ships have come into dock now. They're very similar, standard looking. There's nothing about them that jumps out and you go, "Oh!" They're humans and dwarfs running all over these two ships. A very mixture of both. They're very disorganised, throwing barrels and crates. They're not coming off the ships that well. Aten's probably going to have a wild guess at these virgin voyages of these two ships, because their crews do not look professional in the slightest.
Oh,
Back on the dock, you got the market square off to your right, the storehouses, the taverns. Go.
AD.
Yep.
Did you, as when you were playing Malzeth, did you tell us what the demon people said about get the item from the elves and give it to them? Did you tell us that, or did you not?
Go on.
I wouldn't have said that. Yeah, I'd have just gone back to bed. I'm gonna keep that one in there. Yeah.
Right.
So let's go somewhere private.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should go back to, like you say, White Locks.
Yeah.
So you make your way back to White Locks. As you go through the market square, it's now quite busy. Fresh fish, get your fresh fish. Sugar dates and pistachios. And then the guys selling the swords. You go past the gecko fountain. See how I just slipped in, slipped out. That's professional. Look at that. Protein. You go towards White Locks. It's a lot busier. You walk in. You look immediately to your right and you see Peleus with his purple skin scales, just sat drinking. He's changed. He's not dressed the same as he was. He's still in the baggy trousers, but they are like a lavender type colour. His shirt is of a similar colour, slightly darker. His black sash just to separate the two. His sword is still not in a sheath, just in a loop and hanging free, purple as amethyst as beautifulness. The young lass is behind the bar, still serving. She's now got two young gentlemen with her that are helping her because it's a lot busier. You can see that the gaffers of ships are in here now, and they're all just slumping down, taking their nuts off, taking their bandanas off, and just chilling. It's a lot busier than it was yesterday.
Is there an empty table?
There is an empty table.
We'll do this first.
Take a seat.
So you sit down there at the table. Quickly, one of the lads comes round from the back of the bar and he walks over and he's like, I'm told to get you whatever you want. What do you want?
Mint tea.
Mint tea. Nice one. Half elf?
Wine, please.
Wine.
Red.
Big girl. Headbutt. Beer. You.
Nothing.
With a
Go away.
With a fancy glass. So he goes away, comes back. He gives you your mint tea, Malzeth. It's in a pint. Good.
Wow.
He gives you your wine. It's in a pint tankard, a tin, and he gives you your
Pint of
beer.
wine.
Nala, it's in a pint tankard, and Argon, he gives you an empty pint tankard. There you go. Thank you very much.
I'll put it on the chair.
It's on the house. I'll be back shortly to collect. You sir, don't drink too many of them. You know what I mean? And then he walks off.
What's it made out of?
Again, I think he likes you too.
Yeah, it's hard and clear type thing. They're like pot.
I'd be a ruffian if I dropped it.
It's quite bustly. There's a fair amount of humans. The majority of the people in there are human, to be honest. Go on.
Are the two desert folk about?
Nope.
Cool. I lean in across the table and try to get like everybody's attention, like to lean in a bit.
That's it. You all sort of like hunker in. Hey up.
I know who has Sendrax.
Well, you took a long time to tell us that.
It wasn't the right moment. I only found out when I woke up and the two desert folk from Crew are here in Etoria, and they said that we have to get whatever the elves are looking for them in return for Sendrax.
So the choices there are commit suicide via elves cutting us to bits, or watch only Sendrax to death.
Yes, but perhaps I do not think that these City folk are as smart as they think they are.
I think they have Elantara as well.
Perhaps they only mentioned Sendrax.
But there was a note on her bed,
They did mention a mouse.
and they said that they had a little blue mouse.
They had the gecko and the mouse.
Yeah.
I do not think they are as smart as they think they are in this. For one, I'm sure the elves would do everything they could to help us get our friends back.
But I don't think they would risk what we are finding from them.
If we were to say that they have competition, or if they have people who wish to steal from them again, I'm sure that they would eradicate these two people.
So you're suggesting
Perhaps, but we should see what these elves are, what they are like first. From first impressions, they are a strange culture. The fact that they would not let Argon speak. They are very.
I mean, who doesn't want me to speak? I mean,
I think that's because I was supposed to be doing the talking. That's why they were so particular about asking.
I was trying to talk to. I'm giving you headers.
If we are to, they should understand as a culture. They should understand that they are traveling to another part of the world, and they should perhaps loosen some of their cultures or their own ways to deal with us, as much as we have to try and do.
So, are we taking the job? Because if we take the job, part of making sure that they're safe as they travel is probably teaching them to, loosen up a bit, or at least act like they're loosening up a bit.
Even if we were to trick the desert people or give them the items to get Sandra back, we will still need to do the job. There isn't much option there.
Yes, we need to do the job either way.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just saying, we need to understand more about the elves first before we perhaps put our faith in them.
You put your faith in me when you knew absolutely nothing about me and where it were.
But you did not try to shoot Argon or myself down. You did not come.
No.
You were friendly.
She shoots me down a lot, but I do ask for it.
You do. You do.
Rubbing my
But
head.
it is a different thing. If they are to, they need to learn about us, and we need to learn about them.
We have opportunity.
Well, it's a 9-day trip to get to Brass Falls. That's plenty of time to learn people's quirks.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm saying we should take the job, but we might find it if we get hold of these statues. That's when it becomes a bit more of a difficult choice. I don't know, or we could try and find these desert people and flush them out before we even go there.
Or we could call in that big massive favor to enlist them to help get our friends back.
Perhaps.
If she's as powerful as she says.
She did say it could be anything within her power. Helping us get Sandra back is within her power, I'm sure.
How are we meant to get hold of the desert folk when we get hold of the stuff? If we were
They're probably watching.
They'll probably find us.
I mean, they can just ping in and out on a whim, can't they?
No. The owner did say no one came to our room. And they definitely didn't see anyone come past you, Nala, on the way up, did you? When they appeared for Malva.
if they can pop in and out of rooms, how do we know they're not in this room now listening to us have this conversation?
And
We
they,
can
I,
walk.
already, I
Just
told them
wobble
that
off.
I told them that we could tell the elves. I was straight with them. I said I could just walk up to the elves. They said that send access the insurance policy.
But we haven't done that. Or have we? Or have we not?
Keep them guessing every time.
Are we going to give them the statues? But maybe we shouldn't. Ooh.
But
But
yes, we should.
I do have something quite pressing though, and I point towards the dragon with the fancy sword.
No.
It's payment for Maldef's resurrection.
No.
I thought that was an if
For
you
that.
pass.
We can. She's right there. We're not going to steal it. I'm just going to go and speak to him. Maybe he wants something.
We
I'm not going to hand over his sword. I am not
Okay.
getting into a fight in the middle
Maybe.
here. Probably
Why is it?
because-
Why is it always fine with you?
Okay,
Maybe.
that's
Hi,
going to be
my
like,
name is Nala. Have I met you before?
Ah yes, the Spud. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Chill up. Chill up.
Oh,
You
Okay.
really want to start this again?
I get up and walk towards Peleus.
okay, you walk towards Peleus. He's at the bar, leaning. As you get closer, you can see his scales are glistening purple. He has a tribalesque tattoo down his neck, just going under his shirt. Buttons are undone on the front. Looking very puss in boots.
Boss in boots.
Puss in boots.
I've got my empty cup.
He just turns and he's like, young man, how are you?
Hello, Peleus, right?
Peleus Gorvo, greatest swordman in all of Koran.
Greatest sword. That's quite a boast.
That's a boast I earned very easily, I'd have to say. Ha! Mwahaha!
Where did you earn that title?
In Koran. It's in the title, young chap.
No, the greatest sword. I see.
They hold tawnies. I win.
Would you like a drink?
I don't think you could afford my drink, young man.
Yeah, try me.
Okay, can you get me the dragon's kiss, please?
Why not?
So you call,
I call
young
him.
lass comes over and she's like, oh, hello, Agan.
Hello. Can
Drinks,
I have
drinks around the house. What do you want?
a dragon kiss for this gentleman? And
She looks at Peleus. Peleus is just looking at her. He gives her a wink. She looks back at him and she's like, that's not on the house.
I shall pay for this.
How much of the... How... And Peleus just leans forward and he puts... It's about the size of half a pint, say. It's a very slender silver goblet with a single red gem on it. Just fill that one, young dear. She's like, okay. She goes out back. She puts on a radioactive suit. She comes back and there is a very pale blue mist coming out the top of the cup, and she just puts it down in front of Peleus and he's like, cheers my dear. And she looks at him and she goes, that's 30 gold please.
I will have a water. And cheers, Peleus.
Do you pay the 30 gold? Well, fuck me. It comes in pints. Peleus is like, thank you, young chap. And he just wolfs it like a shot. Bang.
Not even gonna. You didn't even look like you enjoyed that.
And he sort of breathes. He's like, exquisite, my boy.
I don't suppose you could help me with something.
You're not my type.
That's a shame. But
You're a striking young gentleman, but
you like dragons, I get it.
more of a dwarf man myself.
Really?
Yes.
They're outside, aren't they? I suppose.
Yeah.
Then I can't help but notice your sword.
Well, yes, it's beautiful.
It is indeed. How did you come by such a thing?
Got me a drink of one I'm sure dated your pocket ever. I should tell you. I took it.
You took it?
Yes, from the champion of Tharg.
Wow. Did you beat him?
I did. In a one-on-one battle. To the death.
Oh.
Give
And
me,
it's gone.
Give me... Oh, no. No! No!
Ah!
Give me an
Gonna
intelligence
have to
roll.
reinstall.
Natural 1. You die, Argon. Sorry, thanks for coming.
Serves him right for calling
While
potato.
he's talking to Peleus, love, you can't turn off his internet because he called you a spud.
I can.
It's harsh. It's cheating. While he's talking to Peleus, what are you three doing?
Did the Elven... It was she Emperor? Queen? What was she?
Lady.
The person on the ship.
Lady Akiko of the Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
No, not that one. Yeah. She did say that there would probably be stuff in the forest while we look for the stuff, but did she actually say there's other people looking for it or not?
She did not answer that question.
Hello?
I didn't think she did, but when I saw her
We
hit
can
him,
hear you,
I
Argon.
didn't
Now we can
get
see
involved.
you.
No, she did not answer that question. I think we should assume that the answer is yes and that she didn't want to say.
Okay, that's fine. I just didn't want to interrupt since Argon got hit last time.
I always get hit.
So, Argon,
I took it from the in a one-on-one battle. That's where I got to.
from the champion of Thargos.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
Really?
Would it
So you
Yeah,
know
well-
you know of Thargos, do you?
perhaps may have heard of it during school.
Intelligence check. Okay.
I think that went well.
An intelligence check.
Yep.
As I'm a lucky sort of man.
Oh my god.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I got a 9. A 9.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Okay. So
It was more of a lie than an intelligence, I'm just saying.
so as you go, yeah, you might remember it from school. You have a quick rack of your brains and you're like, Thargos. Nope, nothing jumping in there, Argon.
I'm unaware of Thargos. Would you care to share? Maybe another drink?
Maybe another drink. Do you really want to buy me? I will buy this one, my friend. You wish one yourself?
I will take another water. How about that?
He just gives a nod. The last comes over and he's like, another round. This one, put it on my tab. She's like, yes, Peleus. And well, she goes out and brings him back another dragon's kiss. He wolfs it down. So, enjoy your water. Thargos,
Yeah, drink.
the golden dragon of Omriel. How have you not heard of Thargos?
Oh, okay. I can't hear.
You can't hear shit. Can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go.
You keep breaking up, though.
How have you not heard of Thargos, the golden dragon of Omriel?
Don't let this rugged complexion mistaken you. I'm only
Yes.
18 years of age.
Rugged. That is the first word I thought of when I saw you.
Looking at a teenage boy. You know what I mean?
So what brings you to Atoria?
Adventure. I'm a watcher of Ravenholm.
Ah, now I know. Are you on the walk?
Yes.
It's good. Good.
Hence the adventurers, and
How are you finding it?
uh, It started off pretty bad. But it's not too bad now.
You should throw yourself face first into things.
I did. It cost me dearly.
Well, you seem to be able to afford it.
Maybe one more round. There's always one more round, that is. So I take it you wouldn't want to part with that sword anytime soon.
Not in a million lifetimes, my friend. Although, I will part with it with the person who defeats me.
I very much doubt
Just
I
so
could
you know,
do.
Argon, that is person, not persons. And he just nods over towards your table.
I wouldn't. I
I
mean,
want
no.
to see your walk end
No,
over a misunderstanding.
not of course, not of course. Does it do anything special? I mean, it looks beautiful, but I mean, there's a lot of swords out there that look special. That look special, but aren't special.
Okay, so I am a bronze dragon.
I wouldn't believe it.
I know. Part of the side effects of wielding such a blade. Although I do look quite ravishing, if I do say so myself.
To a dwarf, yes, maybe.
The dwarfs are not so keen on the Dragonborn.
But you're keen on the dwarf, right?
They're strong, sturdy people. Loyal.
I suppose they need to be.
Yes. So, unless you're buying me more drinks, how can I help you?
Just interested in the sword, that was all.
Oh.
And yourself, really.
When you have finished your walk and you have become a knight of Ravenholm, feel free to find me and test your skills.
Yeah, I don't think collecting swords that turn me into as beautiful as you is really something I need to be doing right now. I wave the girl over.
She comes over. Hello, Argon.
Another drink for my friend here. I put 30 gold on the table and walk off.
Okay. She does exactly that. And you see him give you a nod, and he shots the third drink. Argon comes back over to the table.
Alright.
Oh, you're in there, Argon.
I just lost 60 gold.
We watched the whole thing.
I feel ill.
I'm pretty sure I heard the barmaid laughing.
Like,
Oh well.
he says laughing. She actually had to go out back so she could
Laugh some more, right?
Oh my god, like she was hooting. I mean, full on hooting. Hilarious.
Went 2 taverns down, told the bar staff there too.
Like, if you
I was being nice. I was being nice.
But are you sure you don't want us to go back over and put in a good word for you? It's like, hey, Pelias, our friend fancies you.
I want his sword, not his sword.
There's the mature content, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
So,
decision made. We travel to the Bronze Falls.
Yep. I think we should spend a couple days getting whatever bits we think we're going to need. You know, the usual. Stock up the things you need to stock up on. All that.
I'm carrying everything I need.
I need to make some more gold.
Yeah, which is why we were going on this in the first place. And if anything, this is costing us more gold.
No, I've got loads of gold. Oh.
No, I haven't.
What do you mean? No, I brought Balzef back to life. That's where my gold went.
Yeah, and I
No offense, Balzef, but it cost a lot of money.
Originally paid for us to go into that fight.
Right.
That might have been you. Well, I've got the same amount of money I came here with, so.
I have nothing. As always.
I know, we checked your pockets while you were down.
Wow.
He checked your pockets, but not us.
Well, we needed to make sure that we could afford. It was a joke, I didn't actually.
We obviously don't have as much as we originally had before going into the fight, but we do have some money. What are we needing? Are they going to be feeding us on the ship, or do we need to bring our own food?
We can check that with them tomorrow. I think it'd be sensible to get some basics.
I have 2 days worth of rations for all of us. We don't need any more food.
Yeah.
We're on the ship.
How many days are we going to be out? I mean,
Well, it's a 9-day trip to.
9 days. And then however long we're in the woods for after.
we're going to be without Sandra for 9 days.
I know it's
More
bad.
We can get supplies in Brass Falls, but if there's any kind of personal items that you want to get before we are escorting people, then basically, if there's something you want to pick up before we hook up with this crowd and are therefore probably watched all the time, now's a good time to get it.
I don't need anything, do you guys?
No.
I want to take a walk around town. There's a couple of. I want to see if a couple of people have come through, or if there's anything I need to find out about Brass Falls before we go there. Because I can't remember having been there in the last few years. I'm not sure I've actually been there before.
I'm just putting it out there. We could be cheeky and ask the elves if they've got any spare supplies. They are chartering us to go and explore for them.
That is a conversation we can have with them before they leave. But I think it's a good idea to have a think about anything you might want to get that you might not want to tell them about before we say that we're taking the job.
Yeah.
You know, personal things or private things or whatever.
Okay.
And like I said, I do want to check in with a couple of people before we go, but the elves aren't planning to leave for. They're not in a rush to leave for a couple of days, so I can do that this evening. We can be ready to go tomorrow if you want. What?
We kind of need to be though. We don't know whether Antara or Sendrax
We
are.
need to hurry.
We can't just wait around for.
If you can check in with whoever you need to check in with this evening,
Yeah,
We
yeah,
were-
that's right.
we will head out in the morning.
And we'll meet them at breakfast. They were taking job. Show up ready to go, basically.
Are you needing any money for anything?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
Mother.
Do you
Just
need
food.
anything for spells or anything?
I'm hoping Bronze Falls would have some shops in, and I can't imagine I'm going to get hold of anything between, like, here and there that I need to transcribe straight away.
Have you got everything transcribed?
I have at the minute, yes.
Nala, do you need anything? Sharper axe? Sharper wit? Did she hear that? Did she hear
And there goes Argon's internet again. So, Malzef, Nala, Argon, you are just what? Drinking the night away, chilling out.
I'm watching where Peleus goes.
Peleus remains in the at the tavern until about midnight, and then leaves Whitelocks.
I'll be getting an early night.
You get an early night, Malzef?
I'll go early as well. Still
go
feeling
early.
groggy.
Argon, do you follow him, or do you just call it a night?
I do have a +10 to stealth, I'm just saying.
It's all right.
But I am.
I have a +DM to perception.
That's him, Dole.
Fudging roll. There we go.
Since 1984.
No, leave it. Fuck it. Come on.
Cool. Attain, what have you been doing this afternoon and this evening?
I'm going to put around town, see if there's
Wow.
any of the tour guides knocking around that I might know, and if there are, basically finding out who it is I should be checking in with once we get to destination.
Okay, so you go out into the night, as it were. Head over to the what can only be described as the tavern district of Toul, and there is a tavern called the Black Pegasus that you kept to yourself.
Of course.
It's basically where you check in when you're visiting towns, and it's almost like a drop-off post box type place. You pop in, you have a word with somebody will let somebody know about somebody type mentality. So you go into the Black Pegasus, looks like any other tavern. It's got a wooden hanging sign with a painted Black Pegasus on it. You walk in, it's filled with people, absolutely filled with people, all sailors, all a bit an hour and a half from their voyages. All just drinking away, and obviously those that travel land to do merchanting things. You pop in there and you see the gentleman you're looking for straight away. Human, mid-40s, short brown hair. His name is Dagon. You've known him maybe 2 years. Your knowledge of you know of Cruel and the north coast of Toria, like Port Toul and stuff. You've been at Bronze Falls. You think you've been at Bronze Falls. It's likely you have, but you probably won't recognise it till you see it. You see Dagon. He's just sat there drinking out of a pewter tankard. You know he's drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just sat there, and he's in misk clothing. It's warm. He's keeping himself cool. But just hanging off his shoulder. He just sees you, raises his cup to you, and you go over.
I raise an eyebrow, look at the chair in front of him.
He nods.
Got her over.
You put her on.
Hello, stranger.
Hello, Attain.
Question for you.
Shoot.
Heading for Bronze Falls. Anything I need to know about recent developments? Things to be aware of. Things to be concerned about.
Bronze Falls.
Yeah.
They're building another temple.
What, another one?
Another one.
Who to this time?
The candle maker.
Candle maker.
Yes.
The
Celestial of Death, apparently.
Has there been a plague?
I wouldn't say a plague, but there's more ships being reported not returning. I wouldn't say it's a dramatic thing. There's sailors, they're going out in storms, they die, more ships get made. You know what they say, those that follow Celestials are like superstitious.
Interesting. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm heading up there in the next couple of days, so thought it would be good in and you don't happen to know, there's been a couple of desert types around the last couple of days. Succubi acting a bit funny. Does anybody report?
Succubi.
Sorry?
Heading around, pottering around Toul. Yes, you're on about the twins.
Yeah. Something back home there a few years ago as well.
Causing trouble again, are they?
Yeah. You know them?
Not personally, but I know Talise is an absolute looks around. She's a bit of a bitch.
So you've not heard anything about what they've been up to, or?
Rumour has it that a couple of people pissed them off in Cruel.
Yeah, that's a good summation.
Was it you?
It wasn't me.
Have you
What am
ever
I
pissed
like?
anyone off at 10?
Sorry?
Have you ever pissed anybody off?
Probably.
Flat
Like-
Eric, by any chance? Flat Eric. He's easily pissed off.
Flat Eric is really pissed off. Is easily pissed off. I don't know why, but it was a misunderstanding. I'm sure he's gotten over it by now.
He leans up close and he's like, "You had contact with Rygesh recently."
Yeah, that's right. He was.
Rumour has it he's looking for Silver Dragonborn, the bounty from Quran.
Yeah, that's right. Do you know anything more about how far he'd gotten?
A few of the guides are worried he may choose his people over the establishment.
I didn't hear that. What?
A few of the guides, the tour guides, they're worried that Rygesh will choose his people over the establishment.
I've not seen him for a while. He was with us when we came from Cruel to Tulle, but at some point along the way, he left the boat, and I'm not too sure where he went.
He left the boat.
Yeah, you know the ferry.
Yes.
Yeah,
How's Ivory?
Ivory's in good form, or she was in good form. We were attacked about halfway between here and there, and she took quite a nasty one to the throat. But I think she was doing better by the time we left.
Good.
A friend of mine got to her just in the nick of time.
We know how close you and Rygesh got last summer. Do you trust him?
He's never given me reason not to up until now. But that sounds like a loaded question.
Well spotted. So, what do you want from me? Why have you left Cruel? You're not here for supplies.
I'm not here for supplies.
You only checked in a month ago.
I've got some long-term clients.
Lucrative?
Educational.
Knowledge is power. Ha.
And you know an awful lot about what's going on. It's probably, as far as they'd make it, it's probably not that lucrative. But to be honest, I'm doing it so far. Learning a lot, and it's good to put faces to names as well. So
It is.
I don't want to be away for too long, but
I'll keep it quiet that you're having a wander.
thanks. Appreciate it.
No.
Can I do anything for you?
When you get to Bronze Falls, look for a dwarf and his friend. You'll know his friend when you see him. The dwarf is called Tom Tom. Just introduce yourself to Tom Tom. He'll introduce yourself to the friend.
Okay.
And watch your back at him. Watch your back.
Will do. Organisation first, yeah.
That's the way.
That is the way. All right. It's good to see you.
Take care.
You too.
He sits back, starts drinking his water.
Head back to the tavern. Get down.
You leave. You get back to the White Locks. It's late at night. Nala and Mal's have gone to bed. Argan's sat there just eyeballing Peleus. Peleus gives him a nod on the way out. You see the cogs turn in Argan's head. Can I rob this bastard? And
flying head.
yeah. Code green. Yeah, Argan makes his way up to bed. You make your way up to bed. You all in the same room again?
Aye. Oh, I'm going to the room.
Yep. So you sort the beds out. You're all in the same room. Night takes you. It's been a strange day. Strange etiquette. Strange things. You sleep. You sleep well. You wake up in the morning. the sun comes over the horizon, it's warm on your face. There's a call for breakfast from downstairs, as Argon requested it. I'll give you that. And you're ready for the new day. And that beautiful chestnut. It's 5 to 11. We'll call it there.
Cool.
Fucking yes! Episode 1 finally streamed, recorded. We didn't have not a technical difficulty in the house. Nobody left the fucking thing twice, 3 times.
Well, fellow viewers, we do have lots of things for you to look at, but we haven't got there yet because we haven't had a single bout of combat in like 5 weeks.
You don't.
We had a lot of tea and breakfast.
Ruining me.
We had a lot of tea and breakfast.
Plot dropping. Plot dropping.
It's all about plot. So yeah,
I'm gonna start slaying like merchants in a minute.
Our miniatures are currently being painted by a close friend of ours. So when they return, hopefully you'll see them on a battle board somewhere. Don't forget, we're going to be looking at a stream on a Monday as well, a different session, set in the same world but a different part of it. The lightweights, yes, the lightweights. They'll be doing Wednesdays and Sunday afternoons. They're my little boys. If you've got family, get them to log on and have a look. It'll be a laugh. And yes, Afro Dave, if you're watching, I'm going to be nudging the lad. If you're not watching, one of you lot let Afro Dave know he won. This will be going up on YouTube in a couple of days. Again, jump on the page, Spuds N Spells. We're on Facebook. Give us a review of the what you thought of the episode, what you like, what you don't like, any questions you've got. Same on YouTube. If you watch it on YouTube, give us a review. If you're on Twitch, which would be fantastic since you've just watched this, give me a follow. Heavyweight Geek, give us a follow. The sooner we can all quit his jobs and become millionaire D&Ders, the better. If not, at least we can buy a pop-up green screen, and the protein will be no longer in the back shop.
I think you should keep the protein one way or the other.
We should just make him a very you're good at this. Why don't we make him a cuddly protein bag?
Cushy protein. I love it. Fucking love it.
Protein in a cushion. So thank you very much, viewers. There's currently 8 that are showing up on my things. Thanks for sticking around. I don't know how long you've been watching. Those of you that watched it from early on, great stuff. If you watched last week and you watched it this week, you're 2 episodes into the story. There's a few trial episodes on the Spuds N Spells page that we put up on YouTube. There was us just messing about and seeing how it works. You can
at least 5 of them don't have any combat in them. So
you don't know how hard it is not doing combat stuff. All right, so just
I signed up to actually use stats other than perception of performance.
Shouldn't have played a fucking bard then, should you?
Would you just use perception?
In the next few months, we'll be doing a couple of Q&A type things on the characters, just about their backgrounds and histories, a bit more about the world. Myself and Eddie plays Malzef. We're quite proud of the world we're putting together, so we want to share that lore and history with you guys through the games, through little random streams. So look out for those. And I think we're done, aren't we? Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Please comment on my 1,000 accents. I'm very proud that I can just immerse myself in anyone at any time. And see you next Tuesday. Bye bye.
Noodles.
Come on, end.